The new Oupes Mega 2 Pro has arrived and it has a problem. But before I tell you about that problem, let me give you a specs rundown real quick, tell you what I like about the unit, talk a little bit about my testing, and then more than one problem that it has. So first of all, the Oupes Mega 2 Pro is a 2048 watt-hour power station with a 2500 watt inverter. In boost mode, its inverter can do 3600 watts with a peak of 38. It has four 120 volt, 20 amp AC outlets, as well as a 30 amp RV style outlet. It has four USB ports, two USB-Cs with the 140 watt max and two USB-As with the 18 watt max. Now it has two cigarette lighter ports. Those are 10 amp ports, so that's kind of nice. And it has an Anderson port on the front that is a 30 amp Anderson port that can deliver up to 80 volts. Now that is unique, and it's the first unit of all the units I've tested that has that feature. Now it's a switchable port, so it's also used for your solar input or your car charging input. So if you're running off of a car, you get like 8 amps, so you'll get around 100 watts. It's not going to charge up a 2000 watt hour power station very quickly, but that's what they all do. So I guess it's kind of nice if you're not really using the unit very much. This Anderson port, on the other hand, allows up to 80 volts input and output. So you switch it from one to the other. On solar, it can take 1000 watts, again, up to 80 volts. And I actually hit it with 1600 watts, so I was over paneling it by quite a bit. It handled that just fine. In fact, that's the way I charged it up when I first got it. It's switchable inside their app, and they have improved their app quite a bit. So it's fairly easy to go into the app. You have to kind of push the button on the face once or twice to get it to the right setting, input versus output or output versus input. Then you can switch it up to 80 volts, and it has a 30 amp max or 1000 watts at 80 volts. So 30 amps times 80 is actually 2400. It's not going to put out more than 1000 watts. So just bear that in mind. All that's really good. I think a lot of people like that. I've actually read some comments by people saying they could use that to charge another unit. Well, I suppose you could if you had to, but then maybe just plug your solar into that unit, so I'm not sure about that. The unit only weighs just a tick under 49 pounds, so I like that. We're talking a 2 kilowatt hour unit with an up to 3600 watt inverter that weighs just under 50 pounds, so 48.9 approximately. Not bad. I can move it around. I'm not likely to slip a disc in my back moving it around, knock on wood. Now, the first thing I did was I tested efficiency on the unit the way I always do. I put my ceramic heater on it, let it go full blast, and drain that unit right down to zero. I've got to be honest with you. I was impressed with the efficiency. Now, when I say efficiency, I'm talking about how much of the battery capacity I get when I'm using it at a fairly heavy rate, or any rate that I'm using it at when I'm testing. In this particular case, I'm testing over 1500 watts with my ceramic heater. And when I did my testing, I got just under 89% at 88.69% efficiency. That means that if you take that battery, that 2048 watt hour battery, and you figure out what 89% of it is, that's how much power I got. Now that might not sound great, except for, guess what, folks? Most units don't do that. Most of them, when I'm running over 1500 watts out of them, usually give me between 80 and 82%, sometimes 85. Generally, they don't give me better than that until I ramp them down and only draw about 500 to 800 watts off of them. Then I can get 90 plus. The fact that I got 89% running at over 1500 watts, I didn't even bother to do my lower testing because frankly, that showed me that this is an efficient unit, much better than a lot of others. And there are some big name brands that I've tested that didn't do better than 82% on this test. Good job, Oupes. I think that's impressive. All in all, I think it's a good unit, lots of great features. It definitely ticks off a lot of the boxes that I like to see in a power station, but I mentioned that there are some problems with it, so let's talk about that. Number one, this unit, as mentioned earlier, has the B2 expansion port, and you're supposed to be able to use a B2 battery with it. So I began testing it with the B2 battery that I have, and I saw some strange things. When I had the battery connected to my Oupes Mega 1, the app was showing 64 degrees Fahrenheit for the battery. Okay, sounded about right because it was in my shop. It was early in the day. It was fairly cool in the shop. That all makes sense. I plugged it into the Mega 2 Pro with both of them off, of course. Turned everything on, and the Mega 2 Pro reported 33 degrees Fahrenheit. Well, that's not correct. And I tested that multiple times in multiple conditions with the shop much warmer as well. Most I ever saw it report was 34 degrees Fahrenheit. Okay, now that's a minor issue I think they can fix in the app. So I'm sure that as far as that goes, it's something that they'll be able to fix. While I'm at it, they've upgraded their app quite a bit, and they have a firmware update in their new app, which is awesome, except it doesn't work. When I went to see if I could do a firmware update on the unit because of an issue that I have with it, well, it allowed me to get to that point, and then when I clicked the final button, some Chinese characters came up that I obviously can't read. I have no idea what it was saying, but I figured it was saying, go ahead and update me. So I pushed the button that looked like the affirmative button, and it went back to the previous screen. And it was like this loop that I could get out of, but it wouldn't get past. And so I reached out to Oupes on that, and they said, yep, we're looking into that. That should be a simple fix. We're working on it. Okay. I mean, I get that too, right? Okay. Somebody missed something in programming, they can fix it in the app. Now, there is a feature in the app I really do like before I get to the part that is a real problem with this unit. There is something I really like, and that is that you can tell it that after it completely drops out of power, you set it at 10% or 0 or whatever, and you drain it completely during an outage, and then you get grid power to charge it back up, or the sun comes up and you plug in your solar panels, you can set this unit to turn that AC port back on that you were using, or the AC ports, as well as the DC ports. I like that. It's awesome. So good job, Oupes, on that. All right, so let's get to the problem, because there is one, folks. When I hooked up my B2 battery that was at 100% state of charge with the Mega 2 Pro that was at 100% state of charge, and both were turned off, and then I turned them on, it seemed to read it, other than the 33 degrees Fahrenheit. And I thought, all right, let's throw a test on this thing and see how it does. And I put my ceramic heater on and I cranked it up, and the Mega 2 Pro started to drop in percentage, but the B2 did not. Now, eventually, the B2 did start to drop, and it got down to around 80 some odd percent, and I thought, gosh, that's kind of weird. So I decided, okay, let me try something else. I turned everything off, plugged it into the wall, and I figured, let me charge it all the way back up again and see if maybe the BMSs just weren't reading right, and it needs to charge both units back to 100%, and then we could reconduct the test again. So I did that. Once they were both showing 100%, I thought, okay, let's do the test again. So I put my ceramic heater on it, cranked it up, turned it on, and let it rip. Well, when the Mega 2 Pro hit 10%, which actually is what I had it set in the app to do, it shut down. That seemed to be an issue. Didn't like that. Why isn't it using the B2 battery to make sure that it doesn't shut down until they're both at 10%? Okay, wait, stop right here. Folks, I had plans with this video because I had identified some issues with the Oupes Mega 2 Pro, and I was actually working pretty hard to tell you not to buy that unit. So before we continue, please note that I actually filmed a whole video about the issues that I found and was going to present all that to you, and then something happened. One, anytime I work with a power station manufacturer to review their products, I always tell them, if I find an issue, I will let you know. I will still disclose that issue, but I will give you the opportunity to fix it, especially if I don't think it's an issue with the unit itself, meaning that there are issues in manufacturing. Sometimes you get one-offs, that kind of stuff. It happens. So if that's the case, I'm going to give a manufacturer the chance to correct the issue. But if I think that this is a system-wide issue where, like with the Mega 2 Pro, that every Mega 2 Pro is going to have this problem, I'm going to tell you about it, but I'm also going to let them know. So in this case, as mentioned, I was having an issue with the firmware update software in their app, and I let them know, and they had responded that they were working on it. And then I figured out that what the Chinese characters were saying, because right in the very middle it says Wi-Fi, is that it probably was telling me I had to connect to a Wi-Fi network in order to do the firmware update. So I connected to my Wi-Fi network, and lo and behold, it worked just fine, and it upgraded the system. Okay, great, right? That works. All they got to do is fix some characters, put it in English for those of us that are English and whatever other languages they publish it in, and we'll be good to go. And I thought, okay, let me check this other issue that I have, which is the issue between the Mega 2 Pro and the B2 battery. And that issue was that I had identified that the Mega 2 Pro would not fully utilize the B2 battery under heavy load, and where in fact the Mega 2 Pro could actually shut down. Say you set it to shut down at 10% state of charge, it could actually shut down even if the B2 battery was sitting at 30% or more. In fact, in my case, it shut down at 27%, and that was really concerning because, frankly, let's say you had multiple B2s and plenty of extra battery power, or maybe you hacked the cable and you had server rack batteries, and the Mega 2 Pro just shuts down on you because it's not actually drawing all the power it can off those batteries. That's a major issue. And I found that when charging it back up, if it reached, say, 90%, because I told it to not go past 90%, it would shut down even if the B2 battery was at like 82%, because it wasn't equally charging both or discharging from both. Initially, they said that was a part of the programming, that it would emphasize its own onboard battery over, say, the B2s. But when I identified just how drastic the issue was, they agreed, this is a problem, we need to fix it, and they identified it as a software issue that can be corrected through a firmware update. So first of all, kudos on adding the firmware update, but I have to tell you, Oupes got on this immediately, and they advised me that they would have this issue resolved before this unit went into mass production and everybody could buy it. And I think that's really awesome. The very fact that they are communicating with me as directly and continuously as they are. In fact, they were working this weekend. And now if you know anything about working with companies from across the pond, particularly in China, they generally do not work Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Sunday night is their Monday morning, I believe. That's when I'll start to get emails from them. And if I email them over the weekend, not going to hear from them until I check my email Monday morning at the earliest, sometimes later. However, I was getting emails this weekend because Oupes was working on the two issues that I identified, overtime, hard at it, resolving the issue. They will have it fixed before you buy this unit. So in the end of my video, I had planned on telling you that if you were looking to buy the Oupes Mega 2 Pro as a standalone unit, that I thought it was a good unit, and with the firmware update option and with them able to update their app, it would be a good unit for that use. But if you were looking to buy one as an expandable unit to be able to run multiple B2s or whatever to expand the unit, that I would not recommend it. Well, I'm correcting that now, and I'm going to tell you that yes, I think it is a good unit, and I think from an expandability standpoint, they'll have this problem licked probably by the time you see this video. In fact, I'm sure they will. So I will follow up once I have some more information and a firmware update and I've done my testing. Look for that to come fairly rapidly after this video. As soon as Oupes gets me the update, which means they'll get it to you or anybody else that has one of these units, I will update my firmware, and then I will reproduce the tests that I've been doing, which are running about 1500 watts from my ceramic heater with the B2 battery connected to the Oupes Mega 2 Pro. And as long as I see things happen the way they should, well, I'll let you know either way. But I'm hoping to see that they've fixed the problem, and I do believe they have. I think anytime a company is working as hard as they are to keep me informed, they don't have to do that. It means they're serious about it. They're going to get it resolved. I'm sure they will, so stand by for that. But all in all, folks, I think the Mega 2 Pro is actually a good unit. I'm glad to see that Oupes is on it the way they are to resolve those couple issues that I identified. And I would say keep an eye out on my channel because you should see a video coming out fairly soon. As soon as I get that update, I'll let you know. So thanks for watching, and thanks for all my members. Thank you for my support. Meanwhile, folks, I'll drop another video right over here for you to check out. Thanks again. Y'all have a great day. The old Jarhead out.